Hello everyone. The course name is Banking Regulation and Operations. The unit is Negotiable Instruments, and the topic that I'll be covering is the features of negotiable instruments. So coming to the first feature of negotiable instrument, which is called property. So a negotiable instrument is the property or is a property like any other valuable assets. Okay, so I can consider a negotiable instrument equivalent to any other property that I am holding, like a home or a vehicle or gold or something like that. This is simply because of the fact that when I sell a home, obviously I know that I am going to get the market value of that home if I go and sell it, right? Similarly, if I'm having a check, which is a negotiable instrument worth of 10 lakh rupee, I can go to a bank and always encash it for, against no for that 10 lakh rupees. So it is also equal to a property that I'm holding. So this is the first property of a negotiable instrument. The second one is defects in the title. So this is an interesting feature of a negotiable instrument. Okay, so the defect in the title says that the holder in good faith and for value, who is called the holder in due course, gets the instrument free from all the defects. Okay, so this means that suppose if I am a person, okay, and I've got a check from someone, and the check is in proper form, and I'm not a thief, and I've gotten it in due course, obviously I become the holder of that check in due course. In that case, my title is free from all the defects. But at the same time, if I'm a person who has stolen a check or a bill of exchange from someone, and the check is a forged check or something like that, obviously then my defect my title against that particular instrument is defective, and I'm not entitled to get the proceeds against that particular instrument. So this is a very interesting feature of negotiable instruments, right? Coming to the third feature, which is payable to certain person, right? So if you have seen a check or a bill of exchange or a promissory note, in at any point of time, these instruments are always meant for making payment to a certain person. So in this example, you can see a bill of exchange in which no it is written 3 months after date, pay Mr. R or his order. So obviously here Mr. R is the person to whom this instrument is payable. So every instrument or negotiable instrument is payable to a certain person. Even if I am issuing a check, the proceeds of the check will be no issued for a particular person who will be the person receiving the proceeds of that particular instrument, right? So this Mr. R is a certain person here. Coming to the next feature, which is right. So yes, suppose there is a transferor, okay, and that transfer is with a defective title. For instance, this is person A, okay, and the person A is having a court case which is happening in the High Court of that particular state, right? And he is giving a check to Mr. B, or bill of exchange to Mr. B, who is the transferee here. And suppose he is the holder in due course, means he has given a amount of 10 lakh rupee to this person transferor with the defective title some 4 months back, against which he is issuing him a bill of exchange saying, okay, I'll pay you the 10 lakh rupee as on this date in future, right? In that case, obvious, and the bill of exchange is received by transfer in proper format, and he's entitled to that money, right? So he's holder in due course here. So in that case, the transferee will be entitled to the proceeds of that particular negotiable instrument, irrespective of the fact that the transferor is having a defense going against him in a court of law. So it might be a person who is a defective or thief or burglar who might be giving me a check, but if I am a holder in due course, I will be entitled to the proceeds of that the negotiable instrument, irrespective of the title of the person who transferred that instrument to me. So this is the right of the transferee under a negotiable instrument act. Coming to the next feature, which is on payable to order, right? So sometimes if you see a negotiable instrument, you can see something like this: 2 months after date, pay to me or my order. So here it is Raj Kiran who has accepted this instrument from someone called Kunal Singh, right? And he says that after 2 months, either you can pay to me or to my order. So it depends on certain conditions. Suppose after 2 months, Raj Kiran is not a requirement of that money, and he wants that money to be paid to some other person called no B, okay, to whom he is owing some amount. So in that case, he can ask Kunal Singh to pay that person, okay, on behalf of Raj Kiran. So any negotiable instrument can also be made payable to order. Okay, so this is the next feature, and this is the another feature, which is payable to bearer. So this the payable to bearer feature applies only in case of a negotiable instrument which comes with a blank endorsement. I'll give you the example of a no cash check, right? So if someone is coming with a cash check is like in the pay line, or there is a title called pay. There, instead of writing the name or making it as accounts payable, you're writing pay cash uh, so and so in that particular check, right? In that case, it becomes a blank endorsement. You're not specifying that this check proceed should be given to a particular person. So it is a cash check, open check, right? So anyone who comes to a bank branch with that particular check can is entitled to get the money against that check. So it can be a thief, it might be a person who have found the check lying on the road, but even if he comes with that particular check, in that case also the bank is liable to make the payment. So if it is a negotiable instrument with a blank endorsement, it becomes payable to bearer. Bearer means the person who is carrying that instrument, right? And the last feature of a negotiable instrument is the legal value. So consideration is the concept of legal value in connection with the contracts. Okay, so whenever I say the term consideration of a negotiable instrument, it represents the legal value which gives no value or importance to any negotiable instrument based contract. So these are the various features of the negotiable instrument. Thank you.